I'm John Papa here, and we're going to talk about what's new in TypeScript with Daniel Rosenwasser. How you doing, Daniel?
Hi, John. How's it going?
Pretty good. Did you have a good week here at Microsoft Ignite?
It's been pretty good, I gotta admit. I like your desk here, by the way.
Yeah,
It's
this
a
is
nice
where I
setup.
work.
Yeah.
I live in Orlando. You may not know that.
Right.
So this is where I lurk, and I lurk, and I sleep under the desk.
Right. So you do lurk under here.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
You can find me at Ignite.
Right.
So we were going to talk about what's new in TypeScript, and you had your a session earlier this week, right?
Yep, that's
where
right.
you talked about a lot of this.
Yeah. What's new in TypeScript? All that good stuff.
So
And-
we're here to talk about the meat
right
of that talk.
Yeah, we're gonna get into it.
So before we kind of get into the new stuff, though, can you just give everybody a quick 30-second? What exactly is TypeScript, and why is it different than JavaScript? Like, why should somebody even bother with it?
Sure. So a long time ago, we at Microsoft were starting to build more JavaScript applications. The problem that we were trying to solve was, more and more needed to move to the web. We needed to actually serve in your browser. But building really big JavaScript applications is just hard. And so what we found we were missing was, at the time, this was around 2009, 2010. We had a language that is drastically different. Libraries were not what they were today. And so we were missing a lot of modern day JavaScript features, but the other thing we were missing was a static type system, something that would tell us when you were doing something completely wrong, if you've got a typo, and also just the tooling that comes with it. So we had other languages like C#, others in the industry using languages like Java. And when you're working with those, you get like a little red squiggly when you misspell something.
I love those red squigglies.
Those red squigglies are the best, even though they're, right?
It's only when they have messages that actually tell me what to do, though.
Yeah, I like the actionable ones,
Yes.
the ones that actually tell me what's wrong.
Not just you suck, John.
Yeah, the you suck Daniel messages are not great either. But the idea is like we can tell you when you have a typo, because with a type checker, which is what TypeScript does. We can give you errors. We can also give you good editing experience. So we can give you completions when we understand your code. We can give you code navigation, and just really gives a really rich editing experience. And so we took JavaScript instead of making this completely different language, and we added type checking, type syntax, and like that same level of tooling that you get in your editors, without fundamentally changing it. So it's still just JavaScript is the cool part.
So years ago, we talked about years ago doing this, and I've been around for a while. I had hair back then.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Before I joined the team,
So
right?
TypeScript made us lose our hair. Is that what
Yeah.
we're learning?
I think that might have been it. I like to think that it was before the types came along that made us lose our hair.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but
But back then, it seemed like there was a big difference between what TypeScript offered and where JavaScript was, and that was true. There were a lot of things that TypeScript was forward-thinking on that the JavaScript teams were thinking about adding to the language.
Right.
But today, devil's advocate, is the difference between what modern JavaScript does, because it comes out yearly now, right? Like we're on, what is it, 2019? Whatever year it is.
Yep, and 2020 is just around the corner, so.
And so we have ES 2019. Is the difference between JavaScript today and where TypeScript is enough to make somebody want to use TypeScript who's not today?
Yeah, that's a really good question, because when we first started out, one of the big value props was, and TypeScript still does this, is that you can actually take your code and we can down level your code, which means that we can take your ES 2019 code and down level it, rewrite it so that it works in engines that run in ES 2018, 2015, ES5, even ES3 in some cases, which is pretty cool because that's like as far back as IE8, I think. I don't remember.
Hopefully, but we do have people out there using older browsers.
Yeah.
And that's a big thing. So I worked at a company once where we talked about what is the percentage of users using the app, because it's public application, that are using older browsers that don't support ES5, for or let's say ES 2016, that we have to do ES5 for. And let's say your company decides that if it's less than 3%, we're not going to worry about it, but if it's more than that.
Yeah, and it's less of a problem now, right? But one of the things that we came out with was giving you those early JavaScript features, early standard JavaScript features like classes, arrow functions, all that good stuff. We gave those in the early days before they were even standardized, right? Yep. And so that was great. And nowadays, that's still there, but I think the really big value prop is the type system, right? Like, you can still leverage those features, and it's really nice having a modern JavaScript, But a lot of people only care about targeting evergreen browsers. And so if you're doing that, I think there's still a lot of value in types.
And for those who may not know, evergreen, what does that term mean for browsers?
So nowadays, browsers release pretty frequently. Like I think most of them, a couple of them at least, release on like a monthly, every other month sort of cadence. And so there's always something new coming out. And users are being auto-upgraded on that same cadence.
Or prompted to in some cases.
Yeah, you're prompted to, and you really don't get a chance to like stick on an older browser, right? Like if you were an IE8, you're like, well, I'm just using Windows XP. If you're staying on Windows XP, you're not going to be able to upgrade, right?
Right.
But like nowadays, every browser runs on most of these platforms, and you'll just keep rolling along. And so evergreen being like, it's always new, good.
Right, stays green all year round.
Yeah, exactly.
Because years ago, JavaScript would update every several years.
Right.
Now it's a yearly JavaScript update, so it's important for the browsers to keep pace.
Right.
So now that we kind of, thank you for the background a little and foundation for TypeScript, what's new in 3.7?
So we got some of our most requested features in 3.7, so I'm super excited about this. One of them is called optional chaining. And
is that when like you can like chain me to the desk, make it work longer?
Yeah, this is so your boss can make sure that you get all your work done before you leave.
Okay.
And you can quit, and that's why it's optional. But okay. So optional.
So you've got a demo
actually.
for us. We're all going to forgive you for using the light theme, but that's okay.
I'm only doing the light theme so that anyone else watching can get a good idea, or I mean, they can see it easier. But basically, you often see a lot of these patterns where you need to check whether or not something is actually there if you have null or undefined. Mm-hmm. So let's say here you've got a session and then you've got a user, right? And a session potentially has a user if it's logged in.
And the question mark means it's optional, so it could be null.
Right, it could be null, it could be undefined, right? And so every single time this happens, you often end up seeing code like, maybe let's say session was potentially undefined. You have to say session, if I've got session and I've got a session.user, then I can try to do something with a name on a user. And so like you have to repeat yourself several times. Like you've said session 3 times, and one of the things we try to do in software is not repeat ourselves. So what optional chaining does is it tries to help us with these situations. And so instead of writing, checking session the first time, what I can do is I can actually say, session, and this one's not optional, so I'll keep going. And so first off, you've got user, and user might be undefined, right? So we see that visually from the completion. But again, notice user's potentially undefined. So if I try to hit dot again, in older versions of TypeScript, we would not have given you completions because we wanted to hint to you, hey, you need to deal with the undefined somehow.
Right.
But now we can actually get a completion here, and we can commit that, and TypeScript will autocomplete with this new syntax called the optional chaining property access, right? If you use C# or another language, some people call this the Elvis operator, because it's got those 2 little dots on the bottom, those are his eyes, and then he's got the hair, and we look alike, right? So,
yes, we do, yeah.
So, so the cool part about this is that what you end up with is what this thing does is it's just like a regular property access. But what it's going to do first is it's going to check if the left side is null or undefined. And if it is, it's going to say, stop what we're doing, don't go any further, right? We want to just return undefined for the whole expression, right? So that means this whole thing is going to evaluate to undefined.
So in that case, you've got return session user .name.
Yeah.
If user is undefined, it's not going to throw an error because name is. What's that one wonderful error message you always see? Object property name undefined.
Property
blah, blah, blah.
Whatever doesn't exist on undefined. Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's always like basically
wonderful error messages. Yeah,
go home.
Yeah,
you've been working too long.
Which is also one of the benefits of using TypeScript is you'll see this before you run your code, right? But because we're using this question dot, right? If I had just used a regular dot, I would get one of these object is possibly undefined things.
Is it possible to add a quick fix, like a little light bulb that automatically will refactor for you?
We probably will in one of the future versions. We were really focused on delivering this and a couple of other great features.
You mean like making it work first?
Yeah, right. Like there's a lot that went into this. Like we had to do control flow analysis and all that good stuff, and like stuff that you don't really think is you wouldn't think you would need to work on it, but it actually makes the whole user experience very cohesive. So we do special checks to see whether or not I I would be really a dummy to like try to do this on stage. But if I try to check the existence here, well, actually.
Because having refactorings like that where you've got existing code even,
Yeah.
just to say, hey, you've got this big long if statement
Right.
with 20 ands in it to check to see if something's null or undefined.
Right.
You could refactor this using the Elvis operator,
Yeah.
optional chaining.
I think we're going to try to like get all those ands down to just one of those
Yeah.
a bunch of question dots where necessary. That's probably where we'll end up going.
But for now, it's just going to warn you and tell you, hey, you could do this.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And the cool part is like this propagates outwards, right? So I can just keep going and say like to uppercase, right? And the thing is, this still returns string or undefined, but it doesn't crash on me when I try to call to uppercase. It basically says the whole expression should be stopped when I try to do this thing.
Yeah, because I've also seen that same line of code, like where somebody would do if session, then continue. If, and then inside of there, next one, if session.user, then continue. If session.user.name.
Like these early returns, right?
Yes.
Like this sort of thing.
And that's not
or
uncommon.
if
Like
not.
we're doing a demo, it would be weird to do it here, right?
Yeah.
But when you've got big apps, sometimes you've got to check multiple properties, and this could really shorten your code
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
and help you not miss mistakes.
And that's the other thing is this works a little bit better than those ands because and will always check for falsy values in a weird way. Like if you've got an empty string or a zero.
Or a zero and a number.
Yeah, like you're not going to try to dig any deeper is the problem. So if I try to say like name, let's say you might not have a name. If you try to say this thing and whatever this thing is dot to uppercase.
Yep.
If name
would
was
be falsy if it's an empty string.
Exactly.
So,
yeah, and so like if you're checking like a child's age, like if their age is 0, like you might end up with bugs in your program.
is anybody ever really age 0 though?
Not exactly. No.
Like when
not
you have
quite.
kids, say, hey, how old's your child there, Daniel?
Yeah. Well, he's about 0 now. Yeah.
Yeah.
0 months. 0 months along. Other cool thing I want to talk about really quickly while we're on optional chaining is another a weirdly named one called nullish coalescing.
What was that now?
Nullish coalescing.
What country is that from? The country of null?
The country of null,
Okay.
yeah. So and they speak a special language there, and they always have like an uptick when they speak. They always have these. That's why they have these double question marks here. So you have to say like.
It's definitely late in the conference here.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So the whole idea is like, let's say I had an empty string or like null or undefined. I might say here like no user logged in or something like that.
Sure. So in that case, I'm looking to see either I've got a name and I convert it to uppercase.
Right.
If that is undefined null falsy.
Yeah, exactly.
Then do the string, right?
Right. So this is a common pattern in JS where we try to like default
All the time.
things. Yeah. But it has the same problem I just mentioned where if you have like an empty string, then you probably have a bug in your program. Like you could potentially have someone with an empty name, and so
if somebody has an empty name, then it would return an empty string instead of no user, right?
Exactly. And so this thing basically says only check if the left side is null or undefined, then try to use the default value, the thing on the right side.
That's with double question mark?
Yeah.
That's the nullish coalescing operator.
You could call it optional coalescing. I think the name comes from, like coalescing comes from like databases where you try to say like, if I've got null, then give me this like default value. I'm not a SQL guy, so I don't really know much about it.
So this is interesting because you've also got, remember the bang bang operator?
Yeah.
The nice, can you show real quick like how you take a value and convert it to a Boolean real quick?
Yeah, so some people will do this thing to try to say like, if this is truthy right here.
Yep.
And so like you wouldn't write this.
Right.
But this is a way of saying like, has a display name, right?
Right, if there is a display name and doing a bang bang turns it to false then to true if it was valued.
And of course this is also maybe a little problematic because this also checks for falsiness. So you gotta do something like, let me get rid of the parens here if I can like actually move. You would say like not null or something like that.
Yeah, because you don't want to check for empty string again.
Yeah, there are a lot of these pitfalls in JS. TypeScript helps with some of them, and these features go a little bit farther and go the extra mile to make sure you've got the right tools in place to make code that works all the time.
You did something here that I really appreciate that you did, that you're showing everybody. Sometimes JavaScript, C#, all these languages have really cool operators, like we're looking at. And the code you showed, if you could bring it up on screen real quick, the code that you showed shows the bang bang operator, and maybe that's not clear to somebody.
Right.
What you immediately did, just by instinct, is you renamed the function to say what this thing is doing.
Yes.
So important, Daniel.
Mm-hmm.
I think if anybody gets any tip out of this, that's the key.
I'm gonna do it for you from now on.
All right, thank
and
you.
all the rest of the people here, everyone.
So there was something else that we discussed that's happening in TypeScript 3.7 that I was so excited about. Backstage, I actually gave Daniel a big hug.
He did.
It was so great. I mean, I'm doing it again because you're so amazing.
Yeah?
I'm going to hug you again.
Aw.
Tell everybody about this amazing new feature 3.7.
All right, so one of the things that TypeScript has been able to do for a long time is create these things called DTS files from TS files. And so for those of you who don't know, a DTS file is what's called a declaration file. And these things help explain to TypeScript what the API of an existing JavaScript library is, or an existing TypeScript library without having to do a full type check of the original code.
So it gives you like IntelliSense for Angular, Vue, React, or any library that you're using.
Exactly, and so if we look here really quickly, I'm in a declaration file in this assert.dts file, and I've got all of these functions, and so I know that we've got this OK and equal and not equal function that's exposed, and I know exactly which parameters it takes and what it returns. And so that allows me to not just get type checking for TypeScript with JavaScript libraries, but it powers that completion experience, like you said, not just for TS users, but for JS users also.
Yeah.
So if you're using VS or VS Code today, you're actually getting an experience powered by TypeScript using these DTS files.
And if you have a library, like I've written my own libraries, let's say we're a library that does like toast pop-ups, and I don't have a DTS file.
Right. Well,
what do I do? Just pay you to make one?
Well, it's usually something that you've got to do on your own, or someone in the community has already done for you. And so there's this whole repository called Definitely Typed. There's over 5,500, I think, declarations nowadays for packages that exist on NPM. And so that's great because nowadays, most of the time, you have a library that you're interested in, and it already has types available. But there's some issues, right? Some JS library authors want to be able to support TypeScript. They want to be able to give their JavaScript users a better editing experience. They're not necessarily ready to make the jump to TypeScript yet, though. That's the thing. And we understand that, and we're trying to make TypeScript more approachable for everybody, no matter what your level is.
Especially if you're just using plain JavaScript.
Yeah. And the thing is, like I mentioned, we've already been understanding your JS code for a while now in VS and VS Code, and so if you, this is a plain JavaScript file right here. If you hover over this thing, it actually knows it's a function, it knows what the input parameter takes, it knows that width and height are both numbers. It's using TypeScript syntax, actually, and that's because
we're in that JavaScript file, just to be very clear to everybody.
Yeah, in this JS file, because we're able to actually parse out this JS doc comment and look here at the little curly brackets, which is where you actually put your types in JS doc.
And if you type these functions and you do that syntax, where you do the /*, it'll actually help you fill in JS docs for you, which is very helpful.
So if I do this right here, I can say uint 8 array, I get the completions right there, number.
And it filled in input width and height for you. You're just telling it the types because they couldn't figure them out.
Exactly. And in some cases, we can actually infer them if you call your functions in different places.
Right.
But then I get the things that I want, like I get completions in the method, and that all works really great. And I'm using this thing called TS check up here, which actually allows me to get errors and type checking in this file as well.
Oh, I thought that's how you pay for TypeScript, like it's the check for TypeScript?
Right, this is. I mean, we have to make a profit somehow, right? But no, TypeScript's free. So
bad developer jokes.
So if I try to hit size, if I try to write size here, what I probably meant to do was write length instead. But I'll get a little red squiggly there. Whereas if I had not had that comment at the top of the file, it would just sort of work. So this is a nice way to get free checking. But the thing that I wanted to talk about here was
we got to do a quick roundup real quick. So lightning round.
Okay, so let's go to this really quick. I'm gonna actually compile this thing. This is the blur image folder. And if I look here at let's collapse everything. If I look at the tsconfig, it has two options turned on. It has allow.js, which allows me to actually have JavaScript files in my TypeScript compilation. But it has this declaration flag that allows me to emit DTS files for my JavaScript. And so it'll do a best effort sort of thing of how it understands our JS code.
And that's the amazing part to me, that it can do all that for you. And I hate to interrupt you. You're going to have to go watch Daniel's session to learn more about this great feature.
All right.
Daniel, thanks for coming on for us. And it's time right now to let's check in with Martin and Shafina, who have round up all the SharePoint, Yammer, and Teams announcements coming out of Microsoft Ignite right here in Orlando. Thank you all very much.
Thanks.